I hope you all are well today. I am going to do something brief beyond a review. It's going to be like a kind of recap of some trades I took as a form of tape reading and practice up to today, since it was a Monday, where we came from an unplanned fundamental announcement about war. And well, last year in October or so, I had a similar Monday where I did quite poorly due to that situation where something on a global macro issue happened over the weekend. And on Monday, the market was pretty crazy. So it's something that I don't want to repeat in my trading. So I was quite cautious, and I took it more as a form of learning what was the opening and all that. I was seeing what was happening, how the market was taking it. Honestly, it was quite normal. It wasn't like in December with the Red Sea issue here. On Monday also, coincidentally, all these events take place over the weekend before the markets open, but here something like that happened too, and the opening was very different. The opening here was totally linear downwards. Today it wasn't. The market wasn't so panicked. So let's see a bit of what happened. But mostly look at the executions we took around there. Well, the price on the open came and fell to this hidden SND, and we could consider it responsible for breaking this other one here, and from there the rise happened. Well, just before the open. This rise to an origin happened, since there was a flip, and from that origin, the price swept to this high. The rejection happened. That's exactly what happened at the open. We also came from another rejection here. Already seeing it in 1 minute, now in 5 seconds. This is the way the origin of the structural flip occurred here. I'm not up here, but this is exactly what was seen in 1 minute. Remember to be watching both time frames to see what happens from there. The fall occurred, leaving us with this responsible area in 1 minute. This is the last move, that last consolidation, its last counter move before breaking. And we are left then with someone responsible for breaking. Someone responsible. Already, the price comes and starts making it the typical trend that sent a lot in case study, until it ends up mitigating. The responsible, well, a touch doesn't break this responsible from here, and it comes already with this other momentum and makes a rejection. And there finally, but here where it had the executions over a bit, the opening. Now what did I do up here? This was on paper. Obviously the price had entered the high time frame range around here again. If I'm not mistaken, I touch on the 30th of these. Yes, precisely. I was with this, in this area, from around here, as a confluence. This is the entire area of higher time frame. There's no need to go to another high time frame. We just see the swing points, and that's it. And let's see. This was a short, well, a responsible one here for taking us this from here, for taking out all these highs, comes and breaks it directly, and becomes responsible for having broken a responsible. amount of TP points that you see, assume the same amount in stop loss so that you don't get too confused. So this was 5 points from this responsible. And seeing this consolidation, you already know that I like to see this. Those who have seen the execution topic also know that I'm not getting into the same narrative all the time. It's a trade. I stand for a moment. If I'm not staying on the computer. And here, then came the responsible. We wanted to was around here. Or, well, not around here. Another area that might have been responsible for breaking something around here. Really? And many fractals. So, better to wait for a good narrative. And here, this was a 1-minute rejection from this. So you have a source of this reversal of this flip, and you have this rejection from here. When you see that the price was reaching several small fractals, to these fractals, actually the only contrary candle that was there was this one. So there wasn't any movement in days. And of course all of this is breaking fractals, not forming continuations. I get into a 1-to-1, the same logic to take out as this, because of the rejection of 1 minute, right? So you take out that displacement law. This one was 10 points, 10 of TP, almost 10 of stop, 2. It was the same logic that I explain around here. You see a very clear structural flip, and a minute, like in 1 minute, we see the 15-minute swing points in 5 seconds. We will also see those of a minute left around here near the 50 of all swing areas, and they are already leaving the range. We would have a minute left like this, but this remains like the origin in 5 seconds, which is the beautiful trap around here. It does the double bottom tap. It's starting to leave now around here. That area that had confluence, as we saw a while ago, from all these areas, and it ends up taking it out. And there are a lot of rejections, and consolidation in 5 minutes too. And once I saw that, this closed here inside again, then I left. There are quite a few of 1 minute, but there was one that closed around here above. But I kept seeing the consolidation, so you know how I have shown you how I enter with this, even in seconds. It went quite fast, 5 points, with a small magnet around here, and the price ended up reaching the 50 of this to this, took out around here. I made this entry here, possibly from futures. It was the only one in NinjaTrader. I'll show you those in a moment. Let's first look at these here, starting with this long. 50% of this with a bit of consolidation upon reaching this in 1 minute is... See how it kept climbing those deliveries and those continuations from 50% of previous areas. And in view of the fact that this area here was responsible for having brought out the responsible for the responsible consolidation that brought us out. This consolidation, then this last move is responsible for having brought that out. Again, responsible for bringing out, responsible. This was watching with little reaction. Look, I didn't even wait. Blip. I'm just taking from here to a minute at a time. I see in seconds how the candles work, how they touch the levels, and already 5 points. Also here, I consolidate a bit before the TP, but ended up taking, and it's gone. And well, in the future, it had taken.
Splendid and underestimated.
The only entry I took, she might have been right there at the 4 hours ready. In short, from here there was a fractal, a flip, and a small fractal here that the price valued. This last one here, price next from there with that tap or small double top, and the price comes here to make the other touch, but with a little detail. See that it made this downward movement broke. This responsible then gave me confidence to look for a second touch around here. That there was nothing else of importance here. And this is like the whole higher time frame structure. So that short was that. This tab here. See that it closed inside again instead of going and breaking it. 5 points too. 5 points a tick. Remember that I cover an additional tick commission when I take one of the futures. So it was that short, and the target hit the tick, and then it went off. So those were a bit of today's trades for practice. Now the futures one was just one. We were just doing tape reading, and well, anyway, that was from Friday's session, where I left you the recording. If you have any specific questions about the price action of the day, let me know. Today, I wanted to do a bit of variation and showcase more on this topic. If you want a review of something specific, let me know. Likewise, the price action, well, based on everything we've seen, you can find all the movements right here, down below. This drop was also in confluence here with this 4-hour imbalance. Something curious about Mondays is that after an important news event, there's usually another one the following Monday, like the one I showed you from December when it dropped so hard. What it came to touch here was the 50% of an imbalance here at this point. So here, there was no confluence with anything, but right now, if it was in line with the 10T, it didn't end up working out. This we've also seen with the price. It almost reaches the point of releasing something but doesn't, especially if it's from a responsible party. In that case, if there was some confidential information, I remain available for any questions, and hope you have a very good week.